The seventh installment in the universe is set to be released in just a matter of months on February 7th. And fans of the franchise are brimming with excitement about the return of their favorite slasher series. One of them is actually participating in COFA, and Mckenna Grace, best known for her roles in and the new sequels, will be joining the iconic horror franchise in a role that's still a mystery. Careful not to reveal any details about the upcoming movie. Grace has teased the return of the series, saying it was a dream to be on the set when the characters she grew up watching about. Grace spoke to recently during their interview series Activity. The actors' horror credits speak for themselves. Is and Netflix, among others. However, joining the franchise is unlike anything she has ever done. She was excited enough to insist on visiting the set after having shot her scenes in order to witness the return of the star-studded cast. Oh my God, literally, while I was shooting Regretting You, because I had wrapped on Scream and they were still shooting, I was shooting Regretting You, and I went and visited the set, and I just got to sit there and watch Sidney Prescott in front of me do her thing, and I was just totally tripping. And getting to be on a set with Neve Campbell, nobody even talked to me. Um, uh, oh my God. After a short career with numerous horror appearances, Grace's knowledge of the genre is vast, and her characters have confronted every trope in the genre. However, she says there were a lot of horror filmmaking firsts that I cannot say yet. One of the firsts kind of had to do with her voice. I did lose my voice, and that was a first. It was so cool. I lost my voice from how much yelling and screaming are involved for those types of films. Uh, but yeah, I lost my voice, and then the next day, I had an audition for the biggest musical ever, and I was like, "You're joking." But there was a very, and even though the original movie was released 20 years before she was born, Grace was asked if she was familiar with the franchise. But according to her comments about her favorite set pieces, it's safe to say that she's a devoted fan of the series. Um, oh my God. I mean, just the kitchen from the first one is so big and iconic. Um, um, the house from the first one, um, I mean, Sydney's entire house is really memorable. Or the beginning sequence, or just the beginning sequence with Drew Barrymore whenever she's in the kitchen making popcorn. Um, um, iconic. Is it the second or the third one whenever Sydney is in a play and they have that big sequence? That was crazy. That one stuck with me because that's like so. Uh, um, and I want to see Mckenna Grace will be one of several new arrivals to the franchise. Isabel May, Joel McHale, Ethan Embry, Anna Camp, and Asa German will also make their franchise debut. Uh, um, Returning stars include Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, Mason Good, and Jasmine Savoy Brown. Um, although their characters were killed in previous entries, David Arquette, Scott Foley, and Matthew Lillard, will also return in the film. Is written by Guy Busick and directed by original screenwriter Kevin Williamson. What if the next horror movie you watch is actually a dream come true for a young actress? And I think fans of Scream are buzzing about the upcoming film set for February 7th. A familiar face is stepping into the franchise's terrifying world. Subscribe and hit like if you're ready to dive into the spooky secrets of Scream 7. The latest installment is already sparking excitement, and One Star is making waves in the genre. Mckenna Grace, known for The Handmaid's Tale and Ghostbusters, is joining Scream 7. Her role remains a mystery, but her enthusiasm for the project is clear. She called it a dream to work with the iconic characters she grew up watching. Grace recently shared her experience on Collider. Her horror credits include Annabelle Comes Home and The Haunting of Hill House. But Scream, that's a new kind of thrill for her. I went to the set after wrapping my scenes. She said, watching Nev Campbell as Sidney Prescott, I was speechless. Getting to be on a set with her, nobody even talked to me. Her role involved yelling, screaming, and losing her voice. And with many separate times, I lost my voice from the intensity, she joked. Then I had a musical audition, and of course I was voiceless. And though Scream debuted 20 years before her birth, Grace knows every iconic moment. The kitchen scene, Sydney's house, and the play sequence, those are unforgettable, she said. Scream 7 brings new faces and returning stars. Neva Campbell, Courtney Cox, and others reprise their roles. David Arquette and Matthew Lillard also return, defying the franchise's usual rules. The film is written by Guy Busick and directed by Kevin Williamson, the original mind behind Scream C. Fans wonder what twists await in this latest chapter. Losing her voice for a Scream, then nailing a musical. Talk about a diva moment. With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time, we'll see you next time. Reasoning content, none. Main, none. Tool calls, none. Stop usage. Tokens, 1277. Completion tokens. What if the next horror movie you watch is actually a dream come true for a young actress? fans of Scream are buzzing about the upcoming film set for February 7th. Uh, a familiar face is stepping into the franchise's terrifying world. Subscribe and hit like if you're ready to dive into the spooky secrets of Scream 7. The latest installment is already sparking excitement, and one star is uh, making waves in the genre. Mckenna Grace, known for The Handmaid's Tale and Ghostbusters, is joining Scream 7. Her role remains a mystery, but her enthusiasm for the project is clear. In recovery, she called it a dream to work with the iconic characters she grew up watching. Grace recently shared her experience on Collider. Her horror credits include Annabelle Comes Home and The Haunting of Hill House, Built It. But Scream, that's a new kind of thrill for her. I went to the set after wrapping my scenes. She said, watching Nev Campbell as Sidney Prescott, I was speechless. Getting to be on a set with her. Nobody even talked to me. Her role involved yelling, screaming, and losing her voice. I lost my voice from the intensity, she joked. Then I had a musical audition. Of course, I was voiceless. Though Scream debuted 20 years before her birth, Grace knows every iconic moment. The kitchen scene, Sydney's house, and the play sequence, those are unforgettable, she said. Scream 7 brings new faces and returning stars. Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and others reprise their roles.
David Arquette and Matthew Lillard also return, defying the franchise's usual rules.
The film is written by Guy Busick and directed by Kevin Williamson, the original mind behind Scream. It said to me, like, I could always be a cluster of my conflict personal taste. It's very taste and most of my personal taste. And losing her voice for a Scream, then nailing a musical. But when I was searching it, talk about a diva moment being the entire product of the diva moment. And with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, cheese.